You clicked on this video so you can learn how to make time for everything, and that's exactly what you're going to learn. This is what my calendar has looked like ever since I was 14 years old, and I'm 29 now. And I am pretty sure I am qualified to talk about how to make time for everything. Within the last 15 years, I've been able to give 2 TEDx talks, one on actually time management. I have been a college instructor for about 3 years now. I've written 5 books. I was a college athlete playing sports or doing sports year round while juggling 2 jobs. I also now have a startup, and there are a lot of other things I'm doing. Like, I'm in the process of getting my pilot license. So I think I know a little, something about how to make time for everything. So the first thing I really want to get into with how to make time for everything is you just simply need to stop. Like, stop trying to make time for every single thing in your life. I know we want to make time for everything. You probably have downloaded apps that help you with your time management, planners, off coffee or caffeine, whatever it is right now, trying to squeeze in every single side hustle, every single piece of project, like every project that you're doing, anything, right? But the truth is, in order to make time for everything, you can't do everything. You feel busy and you look busy, but you feel busy. And at the end of the week, you probably are feeling burnt out. And that may be why you're watching this video right now. You maybe feel burnt out. So one of the biggest things I really had to understand to be able to make time for everything is that I need to figure out what matters most. What matters most for my goals? What matters most for my purpose? What is my alignment, right? What am I going to spend the 20% on my time on that's going to get 80% of my return, my results? So this is what I want to do. I want to talk about, where's my pen? I want to talk about 2 different type of people. I want to talk about some hustlers, and I also want to talk about my people who are aligners. All right, so we're going to look at this on two sides. So on one side, we have my hustlers. Also, you may know them as people that just are grinding things out. And that could be you right now. Then the other side, you're going to have people that move based on their alignment. So for the people that you're going to see that are your hustlers, you're going to see these people try to do every single task, right? So they're chasing every single task. They're trying to fill up their calendar with every single thing that they want to do. Like we were saying earlier, you're trying to hit the gym, you're trying to socialize with friends, you're trying to do your passion projects, all of that, but you're not getting anything done. And then in addition to that, you're filling every hour. You're trying to fill every hour of your day. And then you're also trying to figure out, like, okay, cool. If I invest this much time, right, what will be my return? You're thinking about things on, okay, if I spend 5 hours on this, I'll be able to accomplish this. I'll be able to, nurture that relationship or whatever it is. And the last thing I noticed about the grinders or the hustlers as well, bro, I'm going to go with people that really grind, because I put people that hustle more so over here, that they understand how to align themselves. So I'm going to just go with grind. And also the people that are grinding, they are always busy, but they are never getting anything accomplished, or they feel as if they aren't growing. They're not getting their goals accomplished. They've been in the same spot that they've been for the last 2 years, maybe even the last 6 months. One thing I'm always trying to figure out, like, okay, yes, my schedule is packed, but am I making progress? Am I moving forward towards my goal? And the answer is yes, then I know I'm moving within alignment. So let's also go with, right, on the other side, when we think about, and let me move myself over here. When we think people that are moving with their purpose and they're moving with alignment, these type of people are chasing impact. All right. Are you chasing impact right now? Like, that's really something for you to do some self-reflection on and ask yourself, are you chasing impact? The next thing is they are protecting their focus time. You have got to learn to say no. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you, you have to know how to say no. Then on the opposite of this, right? They're measuring their results, not the time invested. That's a huge thing right there. You want to make sure that you're measuring your results and not the time that you are essentially investing to something. And at the end of the day, they are consistent. It is easy to be consistent. It's easy to be consistent when you are moving within alignment. It's easy to be consistent when you're saying no to the things that don't matter. It's easy to be consistent when you are not spreading yourself thin. And that's the big thing. So we're going to get into this today. So the first thing I really want us to understand and think about when it comes to this topic, right? First, well, as I said earlier, we want to make sure that we are realizing that we just simply cannot make time for everything. But the next thing is we have to think about our brain like a phone battery. I really do. I really want us to think about our brain as a phone battery. When you have 15 apps running on your computer, or excuse me, on your phone, I'm looking at my computer right now, your computer, everything starts to drain quickly, and your brain acts in the same way. Every single time you say yes to a project, every single time you say yes to hanging out with a friend, every single time you say yes to, hey, I have can you do a quick favor for me? All of this is draining your battery, your mind, your energy, all of that, and you're not actually able to actively put time and energy focus towards the things that you want to do because you are trying to make time for every single detail that comes up in your life. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm about to cancel some plans this upcoming weekend with some friends that I haven't seen in a while because I just have things that I need to focus on. I realize that, yes, my friendships, my relationships with people are extremely important. However, they're not going to help me get to where I want to go. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be honest. I am more so of I want to make sure that I reach my goals so I can have time for everything else. But the friend group that I have, they're not my target audience. They're in different niches and different industries. So it's not like we can bounce off of each other to elevate each other, which I find there's nothing wrong with that because we're great friends. Like every time we get together, we have fun. But in this season that I'm in right now in life, I need to be making sure that I'm elevating myself. So I'm like, okay, cool. I just can't make time for this. I have to say no sometimes, right? And this is why typically your traditional time management advice is not going to be applicable for most people because they're trying to sell you on, yes, you can balance everything that you have going on or everything that you want to do in life, but that's just not it. What you really need to do is focus on managing your energy. This is something that ever since I started doing this, y'all, it has helped me accomplish everything. I am managing my energy more than anything else. I'm figuring out, well, one, this is what you need to do. You need to figure out when do you have your peak energy to get certain tasks accomplished. All right. Once you figure that out, build your entire schedule, build your entire life based on those few things. For example, me making these videos, I am at my peak energy during around or between 11 a.m. to about 3:30 in the afternoon. So I had to make sure that I block off that entire time to get all of that accomplished. Everything else, if I'm writing, I can write at night because I can be comfortable. It doesn't matter when I was about to say what I have on. Well, it doesn't matter what I have on, but it just does not matter for other tasks. So figure out when do you have the most energy and align your schedule, align your week around that, and do not let anyone take from you when you have your peak energy. Because again, we want to think about our brain like a battery. We don't want people to drain it over time because we're not going to be able to get anything accomplished. So that is the next thing. So there's a couple of different strategies I want to go through that are going to help us also manage our energy. And the very first one is I want us to have like a stop doing that audit.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
Like, you just need to stop doing certain things. So in order to do this, what I want you to do is go through your entire week or a week time frame and just reflect every single day. What did you spend time on from the time that you woke up and from the time that you go to sleep? You just need to see what you are spending your time on and then realize, okay, these are some things that I just simply need to stop doing. Once you do that, all right, you need to apply this for, like, let's just go with 6 months. And then you're going to ask, okay, if I end up working on, let's go with managing my energy within a certain time frame, I'm going to block this out, and I'm going to make sure that I'm always saying no to this certain time frame. And now you do this for, let's just go with 6 months, right? Would anyone actually notice? Would anyone notice if we're going to go with YouTube videos here? If I blocked off my schedule from 11 to 3:30 and I just focus on making YouTube videos during that time every single day or every Tuesday and Thursday, whenever it is, in order for me to help grow my channel. If I do that for 6 months, would anybody actually notice? Would it be a problem? Anything like that? And the answer is, if the answer is no, then obviously just go ahead and do it, right? And so then the last one, you just need to start eliminating things, right? You need to start eliminating things from your calendar to, honestly, maybe even just simply your life, right? Just start eliminating things so you can have the energy, so you can have the time, right, that you're looking for, because you're not going to be able to fit every single thing on your plate. Like, let's just think about it in a food aspect, right? If you are having a meal, you're not going to have every single vegetable, every single fruit, every single meat. You're going to pick and choose what you have. And sometimes you may even have meals that don't have meat in it, right? Sometimes you may have some protein-less meals. It varies. So figure out how you're still going to be able to eat, but make forward progress towards your goal. So that's the next thing. All right. So strategy 2 is, what I want you to do is I want you to start having deep work blocks that are non-negotiable. All right. Treat these like you're a CEO, or treat these like, the CEO of your life, essentially. And when I say these are non-negotiable, please make these non-negotiable. Like, for example, like I said, 11 to 3:30 will be times I'm making YouTube videos, but also from 10 p.m. to midnight, those are my times to create. I'm creating some sort of content. I'm writing scripts. I'm reading so I can be inspired. I am writing articles. I'm writing newsletters. I'm doing something that I'm doing something that's going to help me get towards my goal. And I'm not letting anybody else, I was about to say defer me. I'm not letting anybody else distract me from that time period. So what is that time block that you can say, okay, between this 1 hour, this 2 hour, 3 hour block, whatever it is, you're going to make a date with yourself, and you are not going to let anybody else ruin that date. All right. And then the very last strategy is finding your 20%. Okay. This is going to give you the majority of your results. Most people are feeling busy instead of being effective because they're spending a lot of that time and energy on things that do not give them the results. So what is that 20% for you that is going to allow you to stay consistent over time to accomplish your goals, your dreams? I'll give you an example for myself. It's not even making YouTube videos. That's not my 20%. My 20% is email marketing, making sure that I am sending email out to people to collaborate, to be able to go speak, etc., etc. All of those things, that is my 20%. So I have to make sure I get that accomplished, and that is what's going to help me, or what does help me, generate the majority of my revenue. Everything else is just an add-on. All right. So as we wrap up here today, first thing I want you all to do is pick one high leverage activity. This is what I was just talking about in the last one. What is your 20%? Once you figure out what is your 20%, that's going to get you the majority of your results for where you are right now in life. Commit to that, and don't let anybody else break that date with yourself. Once you've done that, block the time. make sure that you block some time for yourself to do that task or any other tasks that are extremely important that move the needle. That's one of the most important things right now. I want you to figure out how to move the needle. And even if it's, not fostering, fostering your relationships with other people, how are you going to do that? Maybe instead of trying to figure out how can you hang out with everybody, maybe you just need to do like a 10 to 15 minute call to catch up with them, right? That way you don't spend time getting ready, going out, you save money as well, all these type of things. So make sure you find that time to block the schedule out. And then after that, protect it, protect it, protect it, protect it, protect it, protect it. Please protect it. Say no to the things that are draining your energy. Again, think back to what we were just talking about with your phone battery, your computer battery. You only have a certain amount of juice, right? Battery percentage that you have every single day when you wake up. And it's up to you to protect when you're going to use it. If you sit here and don't do anything all day, you're going to have a pretty long-lasting battery. But if you're always opening the apps, if you're always scrolling, if you're playing video games, whatever it is on the phone, it's going to drain quickly. So you have to say no and protect that time. And that's all I have for y'all today. If you found this video useful, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know what are some things that you're going to start protecting in your schedule. What is your 20%? I want to know, and I want to be able to help you all as well, because I love making videos like this. Because one thing I've realized is finding the energy, finding the time has helped me always accelerate in life. So I want to make sure that you all have that same appreciation for your goals, or just be able to get to your goals a little bit quicker. But I'll catch y'all in the very next video. See y'all.